You're doing everything right, but you're still exhausted. Today, we're going to start in child's pose, a pose of surrender. Knees wide as the mat, big toes to touch. Reach the arms and hands out in front of you. Forehead meets the mat. Take a deep inhale in and a deep, long exhale out. You're eating better, taking supplements, trying to sleep, exercising, doing all the things you've been told should help, and you're still exhausted. Maybe the problem isn't discipline. Maybe it's overload. Stay here for several more breaths, concentrating on the exhale being longer than the inhale. Gently walk your hands in towards you and push yourself up to tabletop. Knees directly below the hips, hands directly below the shoulders. And next we'll move in to cat-cow. Inhaling up for cow, lifting the chin, opening the chest, drawing back the shoulders. Exhale, curl the spine, tuck the chin, and press through the hands. Move through several rounds of breath, inhaling for cow, exhaling for cat. Midlife feels confusing because what used to work doesn't anymore. More exercise, more discipline, more pushing. But sometimes your body doesn't need more effort. Sometimes it needs less pressure. Sometimes exhaustion isn't physical, it's emotional. Push yourself back up to tabletop. Hands below the shoulders, knees below the hips, flat back. We're going to start circling out the shoulder on the right side, circling backwards for a few rounds, and then forward. And then on your next inhale, reach the right arm up towards the ceiling and exhale, thread the needle underneath the left arm. Exhaustion isn't always about sleep. Sometimes it's emotional exhaustion, mental exhaustion, decision fatigue, caregiver fatigue, years of caring too much, of being the one who notices, the one who adjusts, the one who holds it all together, and no one sees that load. Take a few breaths here and then push yourself up with the left hand back to tabletop and repeat the exact same thing on the left side. Now use your right hand and push yourself back up to tabletop. If you have some blocks nearby, go ahead and grab those. We're going to move into low lunge to half splits. So step the right foot forward. You can have some blocks on either side of the foot for some support. The left knee down. Inhaling, sinking into the hips and shifting forward. And on your exhale, shifting the hips back towards the left foot, flexing the right foot to feel the stretch in the right hamstring. Notice the urge to push deeper. That urge is the same one that shows up in your life. Do more, fix more, carry more. Midlife is asking for a different relationship, one built on listening instead of forcing. After you've done a few rounds here, put your right knee down and step your left foot forward and do the same thing on the left side. Notice if you feel anything different on the right side from the left side. And not to judge, but simply be aware of what's going on in your body and learning to listen to it. Maybe you need to put a pillow down for your knee. Honor that and give your body what it needs. Next, we'll move into reclined butterfly. Here, you can lay directly down on your mat or on the carpet or on a bolster or pillow. If you have blocks, you can make a ramp so you're laying down at an incline instead of laying down all the way flat on the back. Bring the soles of the feet together and then let the leaves go wide. Maybe putting some pillows underneath your knees to provide extra support. You can put one hand on your heart and one on your belly, or simply lay your arms down by your side. What if exhaustion isn't weakness? What if it's information? What if your body has been trying to tell you you can't carry it all alone anymore? Slow down, simplify, let something be imperfect. Stay here for several rounds of breath, focusing on a longer exhale. Gently take your hands and guide your knees back to the center. Plant the feet down on the ground and windshield wiper the knees back and forth. Then next, we're going to move in to legs up the wall or legs up the bolster. If you were able to create a ramp for your supported butterfly, you can use that same ramp or maybe scoot up to the couch or a chair or a blank wall space if you have it and lay the legs up higher than the body. Settle in here for several rounds of breath. One of the biggest shifts I see women make is realizing they don't need another strategy. They need permission. Permission to stop proving, permission to rest, permission to receive support, permission to not hold everything together. Next, we'll move into our final resting pose. Gently bring your legs down from whatever you have them resting on and prepare for Shavasana. Get yourself as comfortable as possible. Maybe pillows underneath the knees, maybe a blanket over top, or a blanket or pillow for your head, maybe even an eye mask if you have one nearby. And settle in and enjoy the rest. You don't need to become who you were 10 years ago. You don't need to force your body back into an old version of itself. Midlife isn't about becoming less, it's about caring less. Take a breath in and exhale slowly and ask yourself, what am I holding that isn't mine alone? Gently bring your awareness back to your breath and back to your body. Wiggle the toes and the fingers, point and flex the feet. Spread the fingers wide and make a fist. Or maybe you give yourself a good morning stretch. And then when you're ready, roll over onto one side, using your arm as a pillow if you don't have a pillow nearby already. And take a couple more breaths here. Gently push yourself back up to seated, hands at prayer heart center, and first bow to yourself first and foremost. Thank you for practicing with me today. Root before you rise.